So in 2011, I got admission into that institute after finishing my engineering studies in 2010. And that's the place where I met first love of my life. I was barely 21 that time. I still remember that day. It was already a month late after starting the college, and one beautiful girl, she came into the class, and because of the customs of the college that one needs to introduce to each other, so she began to introduce herself, and when she came to me, that was love at first sight. And she came to me, she mentioned, "I know you are an actor." And it was very beautiful feeling. I immediately after the class asked her for coffee. Of course she said no, but I began to groom my friendship with her. I used to be helpful for her all the time, and it was just a very strong attraction towards her. I never felt that thing before with anyone. After a few months, with a lot of courage, I approached her and I asked her for a relationship, and she said no.
पण प्रतीक कसला तो मागे हटणारा नव्हता. त्याने पुन्हा त्याचे प्रयत्न सुरूच ठेवले. जेवढं जवळ होईल तेवढ्या तिच्या जवळ तो जात गेला. एक बॉयफ्रेंड म्हणून नाहीतर एक जस्ट फ्रेंड म्हणून तो नेहमी तिच्या कॉन्टॅक्ट मध्ये राहिला.
One day she became sick and I rushed to her hostel and took her to hospital. And then later she had to go for a month her home. But when she came back, she had missed a lot of studies. So I was teaching her everything, whatever she missed with. I taught her everything. And that's how we began to blossom the bond of our friendship more. I used to take all the home-cooked meals to her. And it was very beautiful. It was very beautiful. And but I was scared to ask her again because of the rejection or the refusal. And of course, everyone at my family, nobody tells about this thing. These things are not for us. So it was unquestionable to discuss all these things at home. As I mentioned, it was taboo thing. Yeah. So one day, I was sitting in my house and a message appeared on my screen. It was from her, and she said, "Okay, I'm ready to go with you." And I didn't understand. I asked her to explain. She said, "I'm ready to have a relationship with you." I was on the seventh cloud.
हम प्यार के तूफानों में घिरे हैं, हम क्या करें, चाहे कोई मुझे जंगली कहे.
I immediately called her and I asked her to say I love you. So she was shy and I told her that I am coming to see you. She said no because the distance was 21 kilometers from my place to her place, and it was late night around 11:30. But I didn't care. That was the first time I was witnessing such beautiful moment, and I was going to be in a relationship. I immediately took my bike out and I drove to her place and with flowers. And yeah, the relationship started.
आणि त्या दोघांमध्ये नंतर बॉन्डिंग एवढी वाढत गेली की नंतर तिनेही प्रतीकला होकार दिला आणि ते दोघं परत एकत्र आले. पण हे सगळं क्षणिक होतं. गोष्टी खूप फास्ट पेसमध्ये चालत होत्या.
By the way, the condition to get admission into Coventry University through my MBA college, the condition was only top 3 students, they were given the opportunity to pursue the the further education with Coventry University UK. So I had to be one of the 3 toppers. So I was studying this. I was with a girl. I was deeply, madly in love with a girl. I was experiencing all these things first time in my life. And that was so intense. And at the same time, being part of the Spandan Parivar, the film group, Mr. Amarjit Amle, he used to give us a motivational speech during our meetings. So his entire focus or object was, don't divide your focus at all. Keep your focus on your goal, which is to be a great filmmaker, which is to be a great person. And until and unless you achieve that thing, you are not allowed to be part of anything. You are not supposed to look anything here and there. So once you achieve that, then the world is yours. Then you can do whatever you want to be. And otherwise, if you're not following it, then you are cheating to yourself, you are cheating to your goal. And these kind of speeches were always there in the meetings. On 12th December 2011, love of my life, she celebrated my birthday in greatly manner. She took a lot of efforts and arranged a huge birthday party, and it was a pleasant surprise. So after that, the examinations were coming nearer, and again I was not feeling that I was prepared, and my all the time was going into relationship and romancing. It was so passionate, and I started to feel nervous, or I started to feel very guilty that I'm not, if I won't focus on my goals, if I won't be honest with my dreams and plans, then I will fail my father again and to everyone. So something weird started to happen in my mind. So now remember, you are 22 and you are heavily indulged in all these thoughts, in the influences, and your mind is not that mature enough to understand everything, whatever is happening, and nobody is there with you to from a third point of view, from a wiser point of view, there to guide you. So only you and your colleagues are there who are also not experienced. So Wasim was of course there, but he was not experienced. So I was not understanding what was happening to me. I started to become very distracted, and all the negative thoughts started to come in my mind all the time about relationship and how I'm cheating myself being in love. By the way, the love of my life, she always used to tell me, whatever may happen, please don't leave me, meaning don't leave her. And of course it was not a question for me also of leaving her, because why would I leave her? That was the thing I was looking for, and I got it, and I was so involved, and it was just a heavenly connection. But because of these things, all the negative thoughts, they started to come in my mind. I used to write down all these thoughts not to think about it, but more I did that, more negative thoughts came in my mind, asking me to stop everything and just focus on yourself and focus on your career, and remember for what you are here to achieve what things. So I managed a lot. I tried to manage a lot to focus.
आणि एक दिवशी मला त्या मुलीचा फोन आला की अरे प्रतीक, ती रडत होती आणि प्रतीक ब्रेकअप करायचं वगैरे म्हणतोय असं मला 2 मिनिट काही सुचलं नाही, कारण मला काहीच कल्पना नव्हती की प्रतीकनं काय केलं. आणि मग मी म्हटलं ठीक आहे, मी एकदा बोलून घेतो त्याच्याशी. मी फोन ठेवला, प्रतीकला फोन केल्यानंतर त्याने मला बोलवलं. मी त्याच्या घरी गेलो. मग तिथं बसल्यानंतर त्याने मला सांगितलं, अरे यार पठाण, नाही होत हे मला, कारण माझे आयुष्यात ध्येय वेगळे आहेत आणि या सगळ्या गोष्टींमध्ये मी माझं खूप टाइम स्पेंड करतोय. त्याच्यामुळं मला जे अचीव करायचं आहे त्याच्यापासून मी भरकटतोय.
I told her that, see, I don't know what it is, but these are the things which are happening with me. And she started crying. She thought as if the guy who used her in her past relationship and left her, I am doing the same, and she was in trauma. And she started to cry and she called Wasim. Wasim came to meet us in a cafe and
मी त्याची समजूत काढली की असं नाहीये, हे खूपच फास्ट होत आहे. जेमतेम तुमच्या रिलेशनशिपला काही महिने झाले, त्याच्यामध्ये तू हा डिसिजन घेतो जे मला कुठेतरी योग्य वाटत नव्हतं. मी त्याची समजूत काढली की तू वेळ देशील, गोष्टी व्यवस्थित होतील. आणि असं नाहीये की तुला 24 तास तिच्या सोबत राहायचंय. तू दोन्ही गोष्टी पॅरलली मॅनेज करू शकतोस. आणि अशी समजूत वगैरे काढून मग आम्ही तिघं एकत्र भेटून दोघांनाही समजावून सांगितलं. प्रतीक तिला सॉरी बोलला आणि मग नंतर ते परत एकत्र आले.
he kind of did what he felt was right without much experience in this matter, and he explained that how I am wrong, and he asked me to apologize, which I did, and I assured that this thing will never happen again, and the matter was sorted. And we hugged, and but next day when I woke up, the same thing again, the same fucking thing again. These thoughts, they started to come in my mind again and again and again.
आणि सेम गोष्ट परत रिपीट झाली. परत आम्ही भेटलो आणि काही नवीन नव्हतं. त्याच गोष्टी परत बोलत होतो. आणि परत एकदा प्रतीक सॉरी म्हणून वगैरे ते दोघांचं पॅचअप झाल्याचं आम्हाला समाधान वाटत होतं. आणि ही फ्रिक्वेन्सी पुढच्या काही दिवस सेम रिपीट फॅशन मध्ये घडत गेली.
But it never worked. So after 3-4 days, it was just such unbearable experience. I had to sit down with her. I had to explain her whatever my honest feelings were, and my genuine feelings were. And I told her that I seriously don't know what it is. I need to figure it out, and I think we need to take some break. I don't know for how many months, but we need to take some break for, I don't know, for 3 months or 6 months, and I need to figure it out. And she didn't say a word, and she just left from that place. I never knew that she left not to come back again in my life.
आणि तिनं प्रतीक्षित संपूर्णपणे कनेक्शन ब्रेक करून टाकलं. आणि गोष्ट एवढे कॉम्प्लेक्स झाल्या होत्या, त्याच्यानंतर परत भेटून परत कन्व्हिन्स करून सांगण्यामध्ये काही पॉईंट नव्हतं. आता म्हणजे जे मी आधी बोलत होतो की मी गॅरंटी घेतो, मी हे करतो, आता त्या वाक्याला सुद्धा काही किंमत राहिलेली नव्हती, कारण गोष्टी आता कंट्रोलच्या पलीकडे गेलेल्या होत्या आणि प्रतीकनं तिला नेहमीसाठी गमावलं की काय अशी भीती मलाही वाटायला लागली.
And I did this right before 3 weeks of birthday, and we were in relationship only for 2 months and 17 days. For only 2 months and 17 days. Yeah, we were in relationship. In the meantime, I approached a psychiatrist, which was again a taboo thing. I mean, if you are meeting a psychiatrist that time, it's like you are mad. So I didn't know what was the best option. No one was there to discuss all these things, and we were not. Yeah. So the best option was to go ahead and discuss these things with a specialist. So I went ahead and I met this psychiatrist, and she kind of made sense out of it. She mentioned that I had lost thrill in the romance, and that's how I acted. I did not understand this thing that time. So in that 1 month, I got time to focus on myself and of course to prepare for the studies at my best, which I did. And once the examination and everything finished, and when I performed satisfactorily from my point of view, so in order to get admission into Coventry University after year 1. So after that, after a month, I tried to approach her, to get in touch with her, but until that moment in time, she stopped responding me, my calls, messages. So she never, she stopped completely responding. I thought, okay, this is the part and parcel of a relationship. Every couple goes through it. And okay, I mean, I will get her back in some time. And I tried again through friends and through direct approaches, but no, she never responded. She stopped responding. We were in the college, and she was not to respond to my request for my meetings also. And one day I managed to stop her and discuss this matter, and she said, look, I have moved on, and you also should move on with your life. So I did not understand the concept of move on. I mean, I did not know what move on was. I was coming from that background where these things were not common. I mean, the pretty simple thing is, okay, go and meet. The parents meet with whatever happens in the arranged marriage. So that was a very simple thing, and this was completely new thing for me, move on, and I did not know. There is no concept of dating, there is no concept of proms and all those things. So she said, move on. So I didn't understand, what do you mean move on? I mean, it's just a fight. I mean, we were in love, we were together 1 month back, and now we are not. I mean, 2 months back, and now, what do you mean by move on? It's just a fight. Come on, I mean, it can't happen. We are together, we are meant to be together. It can't happen. So, no, she said no, just move on. I thought, okay, with time things will get better. So I kept, I apologized her, whatever it was my mistake. Not once, twice, I apologized her for 100 times. And I tried to get in touch with her, or I tried to reconcile with her multiple times. But she never listened to me. And she said, just move on with the life. I was not ready to accept that she has left me. I had took her for granted. No, I mean, you are my girl and we are supposed to be together, and it was just fight, and it can't finish like that. So we are supposed to come back again. So after the breakup, after that incident, 2, 3, 4 months passed, and she was not ready to listen to me at all. So one day, again after the college, I kind of stopped her, and I was so angry, and I busted all my anger on her. For 3-4 minutes, I had lost my mind. I did not know what I was talking. I was just abusing her left, right, center. And I still, this moment, don't remember what I was saying in those 3-4 minutes. I was literally jumping on the ground in anger. I was not myself at all. And one friend of mine had to get me aside from that place. And there she was crying, and after that, when I realized, oh shit, now everything is finished now. No, this is the point of no return. Everything is finished. And so after that, she even stopped looking at me, even in college. It was so painful. We were there in the college all the time, and she just stopped looking at me. It was so hurting and painful. Meantime, I had given the examination for the university, and I used to just cry all the time. I was so involved, and I didn't know how to tackle with that situation. I was not prepared for that at all.
मग आता हे सगळं जे काही घडलं, आता त्या ज्या कारणासाठी घडलं ते तरी ऍटलिस्ट पूर्ण करणं भाग होतं. कारण त्याला ज्या गोष्टीमध्ये इंटरेस्ट होता किंवा जिथं त्याला फोकस करायचं होतं ते म्हणजे मूवी मार्केटिंग. आणि त्याच वेळेस त्याला एक ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी आली. तो UK बेस्ड कोवेंट्री युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये जाऊन त्याचं जे सेकंड इयर आहे MBAचं तो तिथून कम्प्लीट करू शकतो. पण त्याच्यासाठी अट अशी होती की त्याला खूप चांगले मार्क्स पाडणं भाग होतं. आणि मग त्याने त्या दिशेने अभ्यास सुरू केला. या गोष्टी त्याचा पिछा सोडत नव्हते, कारण कुठं ना कुठं तिच्याबरोबर ती जेवढा काही त्याने काळ स्पेंड केला होता त्या गोष्टी बॅक ऑफ द माइंड त्याच्या डोक्यामध्ये नेहमी घर करून होत्या. आणि त्याच गोष्टींपासून इन्स्पिरेशन घेऊन तो अभ्यास करत होता की मी तिथं जाईन आणि तिला इम्प्रेस करेन, परत तिला मी परत मिळवेन आयुष्यामध्ये. हे सगळे थॉट त्याच्या डोक्यात होते.
In the meantime, when I was just sitting at place, one email appeared on the system saying the Coventry University has accepted your offer and you are getting admission into university. Yeah, that was a moment of relief and moment of happiness at that point in time. I immediately told to my parents, and my father was happy about it. He was feeling proud. And yeah, there was a moment of happiness at home after a long time. And then the preparation to get admission into Coventry University had begun. My father mentioned that he'll help me to secure admission by for student loan against his property, his flat. So yeah, that was a good thing. And for me also it was unbearable to be in India in that college, and Coventry and the United Kingdom was my calling. So the process to get admission in the Coventry University, it had begun. The tuition fee was huge, and we faced problem. The bank said no to give education loan, student loan, because the documents from seller 1 to seller 2 were missing, and we were the third seller of the property. And then my father said, no, then I can't help you. I mean, no, it's not possible now.
ह्यांचं एकच राहिलं होतं की माझ्या नवऱ्याचं की गालात मारून घ्यायचं स्वतःला. नाहीतर सगळं अक्षी तरी सामाजिक ताकद नाही, कॅपॅसिटी नाही. आपलं घर विकलं तर होणार नाही, मला दुसऱ्या पोराला शिकवायचंय. अजून आमचं म्हातारपण आहे, तुमचे लग्न आहे, नाहीच आम्ही ते बघू शकत नाही. आम्ही स्वप्नात सुद्धा आम्ही विचार करू शकत नाही. पाठवत पण त्यानं एकच हट्ट धरला की तुम्ही जर कुठं नाही दिलं नाही तर मी कसे पैसे गोळा करेन. म्हणलं मला मी रितेश देशमुखकडे जाईन, मी ह्याच्याकडे जाईन, मी त्याच्याकडे जाईन, मी पैसे गोळा करीन, मी लंडनला जाईन म्हणले की जाईन.
I had to get it right. I had to get it done. So me and Wasim, we started to find the first seller. The first seller was missing, and the documents were missing. So we started to find the first seller. We went on hunting the first seller across Pune, but we didn't manage to find him. So there were, everyone said no. I mean, my father and everyone. Mr. Amarjit Tamle from Spandan, he also said no. Everyone said no. And I could not see myself until that time being in India, in Pune, in my college. And because of my image and my prejudice to go to the western part of the world and to have a global exposure, it was calling me. So it was not no for me at all. So I began to find options how to solve the problem, and I somehow cracked it. So one lawyer explained us to do advertisement in a newspaper about the missing seller, and after a month then we can go and make application. The bank will say yes. So I did that, and but meantime, so we were in the month of July, and we were supposed to get admission until August 2012, and then I was supposed to travel to UK in September 2012. But the time was running out. The admission and the university was starting in the month of September. Otherwise, I would have lost that opportunity, and it was not available for the January term. So the loan from the bank was coming after a month, but we needed funds to get the admission and to show in the banks. So we started to approach everyone in our relative. Everyone said no. Fortunately, in friends, families, everyone, they said no. Fortunately, one of my uncle's father-in-law, he had sold his farm in a village, and they had spare funds. So we approached him, and they also said no because of the trust issues. But I was so mad to pursue this, and so passionately mad to pursue this. With the help of my mother and my father, we managed to make it happen.
त्याच्या मुलाचं शिक्षण तिकडे परिसर होतं, मग त्यांना काय तर पैशाचा कमीपणा पडला, मग माझ्याकडून मागून घेतले त्यांनी पैसे, मग दिले पैसे, त्यांचं काम झालं, पैसे मला आणून दिले माघारी.
And I secured the admission in Government University, and of course later we received funds, education loan from bank, and that's how we managed to return the funds to those people who helped us. So I managed to secure admission in the university, and everything was set to fly on 17th of September 2012, and this was the time to say bye-bye to Spandan as well. Still, Mr. Amarjit Amle is developing a passionate guys to make career into movies, and still he is igniting the fire in members of the Spandan. No doubt I was one of his product. And in the meantime, I didn't have choice to say goodbye to my love also. So the moment came on 17th of September 2012. So until that time, we did not know anyone that who was living abroad, who had exposure with the UK or US. We did not know in our family member. So my parents and we did not know what to carry, what not to carry. My mother, she gave almost everything to me. Steel glasses, spoons, even grains, wheat and rice. I was carrying almost 80 kilograms, 2 big bags, and then cabin bag and backpack. So and around 25 my family members, they came to see me off, not to see me off, but to see plane. And I was going to be the first person in my family, from my mother's side, my father's side, first person in the family to go and sit in the plane and to travel abroad. So I was going to be the first one. And around 25 people came to see me off. So finally we came to airport, and it was happy tears for everyone. And I said goodbye to my family members on 17th September 2012. I went ahead and sat in plane